Hello, CNN has sources with CCSU recorded, confessed, and demonstrated that they're involved with racketeering with prosecutors interstates. And now with judges interstates, and their family members are also criminally involved. They criminally pretend to not understand people because they have been using the locations of the courts criminally. There's a guy who looks just like Comey too. And these are people involved with federal criminals who were co-defendants of a former director of the FBI in a 2006 part of a case, and slash S that was ongoing at the time of my father's death. Now, the people in the federal criminals in those cases and their interbranch cliques are involved with racketeering acts against me and others. And they keep attaching me to fake words with others, even my family. They pretend I try to talk about things I talk about online. Because with the things that they're pretending not to understand online, they do understand that they are caught. I'm asking you again, get them onto name and paper, onto paper. They are recorded with New Britain Superior Court's Facebook page, lying about what is actually recorded, because there are sexual threats and other a whole bunch of natures of racketeering uses of that and roles with that on off New Britain Superior Court, on off the New Britain Superior Court website, on off the website of a principal sex offender school. They did that before he got caught. Now there's a Joshua Julian who was also spreading lies with overt criminal enterprises. Inside of a deposition leading up to the 2006 case with defendant, former director of the FBI, as his defendant capacities and his criminal co-defendants that were involved with the kids of my schools with database racketeering when I was growing up, also recorded various ways. They're also recorded pretending others recorded. That's another reason we need to get them onto paper. They're consciously criminally preventing paper and responses. They're using mail crimes, wire crimes, forging names, switching names. They use that also where they use they have people calling fake things so they can do a checkup on someone, and then they just keep putting fake things into databases, forging names, switching names, using time all way too fast, always too fast, too slow to get over on forever nature. That's why we have a C, the C. See, we also need to have pseudo rhetoric discerned differently, distinctly and non-distinctly from rhetoric. We have to have pseudo semantics discerned distinctly, non-distinctly from semantics. For example, say someone says it's unnatural slavery. You know how slavery is unnatural. They're going to continue the logic with that. And someone jumps in and says, oh, it's natural. If it was natural, why would it be there? Some punk. Because it was. Now, see, that's pseudo semantics. That's pseudo rhetoric. Now, if someone says, oh, the environment, we have to counter environmental change. And I say, no, that's not science. Then they have to say, okay, well, that's pseudo rhetoric. I'm trying to mean this, and that's not, because they're in other words, environmental change can be positive or negative. That's what scientific process reveals. They're offensively predators against scientific process, intersciences, so they need to pretend to be other. They need to pretend they're integrity. They never were integrity. They have black and white families with my town interbranch that are sick on and off the state judicial branch offices, and with a Mike, a whole bunch of people with Mike, but a Mike Roberts and other people associated with the Mazzucato family, who's married into the police chief's family. A whole bunch of people tied to them are involved with male and female prosecutors with crimes, also with the principal sex offenders campus since they were kids, with database racketeering roles, with mayors. See, we have some real sick people with physical delusions too. These prosecutors, and they're pretending over. They have pretend other people think for them. Other people are experts on that. Get them down to paper and get them off the air if you can't speak. If you got to play these games, CNN. I asked you 50,000 times, nice, and you keep it, and then you guys refuse responses. You guys are insulated. And with the Connecticut News, attached me to fake locations, fake communications, fake words with others. Connecticut News. That's human trafficking acts with New Britain Superior Court. Various judges, even female judges, involved with degenerate, proven, and further involved sex offenders, families, and selves involved with other natures of racketeering. Then and now with two Mendez police brothers, with two Domain brothers, with their family members on and off Fox Connecticut News, on and off the buildings next to them, involved with database racketeering with against me and other people I know. Now, and with kids. Now, these are people that I don't know at all, and all exceptions recorded criminally exploited. Now, the Domain brothers are also recorded, confessed, and demonstrated involved with sexual circles and drug cliques with New Britain Superior Court, which are also long involved with all kinds of evidence racketeering and identity thefts. Joe Aiello, I never had anything to do with him growing up. See, the neighbors, a house came in when I was in fourth grade, a Cololo family. They're also recorded, confessed, and demonstrated involved with people involved with overt criminal enterprises in the area with them, with tied online, offline crimes, also with military police families and military families. Now they need to pretend I'm talking about other people because they need to pretend I know these people, like the Joshua Julian, who was telling conflicting lies about me with overt criminal enterprises through kids on and off the principal sex offenders campus as means that forced it at first, which got caught off campus anyway. Now I was trying to complain about something tied to that, but I was only starting to focus on one thing. They pretend they don't understand me. They made up stuff to hide it because I caught them also with recorded untimely death rolls that brought up the child sex offenders. Now these are on and off Trinity College cliques, all tied to the house in my area, with a whole bunch of dozens and dozens of names just because they're from my town. I never had anything to do with them. They have people from the Old Town Cafe also associated with a Chris Walters and a Charlie Bowes. People from Trinity College associated with my town, with that area, with the racketeering, pretend they know me, some girl tied to him. Now people with all along that route next to the that's next to the all along Church Street and all along that street right there, Old Main Street and Old Weathersfield, all along the street, Main Street, up Wells Road, all the way on spots along there, all the way through Newington to New Britain Superior Court. They have people involved with this racketeering recording. People I never had anything to do with talk junk about me behind my back categorically with the interbranch fakes. They're spreading. They've been doing this through time. They make fake sides of fact cheating natures. They do this for, like, some kid reported looked like he purposely missed it and was like nowhere near the person. And some girls threw a bottle at a car. Two McCord brothers, two or three McCord brothers are also involved with DeMoro families, intercities involved with all along the route that goes by the state judicial branch offices through towns. In Rocky Hill, there is also a rookies bar with a whole bunch of people. These are people with the courts and the prison cliques. They use a crime method of speaking like they had a conversation with you before they never were, strangers, because they need to hide lie progressions with areas tied to their how they've been doing that with databases. These are people involved with proven federal criminals in other cases, also further involved with leading up to and in cases with former director FBI involved with them criminally. Mueller and Comey are involved with them criminally anyway. That's why it's important to understand it, to find out if that was Comey inside the Britain Superior Court, because I'll make him even more involved with this criminally. I was in the Trade Center attack context right before it. I left right before it. These are people also recorded tied to a proven afterwards. Post-dated documents had been post-dated to appear late to the panel of judges in the Ninth Circuit right before the Trade Center attack from inside the court. People involved with that are further involved with the racketeering acts with CCSU and the straight pattern against me since before the Trade Center attack and since. Now you have to have someone who denies this, deny it on paper, because with the courts, they make confessions to me and my family. Then they use that time, which is the brief time we're in front of them, to attach me and my family to fake words, fake ties to other people, fake locations. Through time, they've been doing sick things like this. You guys understand what I'm saying? Now, this is a racketeering method where they pretend not to understand what people are saying. If they don't understand what I'm saying by now, get the hell out of the go anyway. You have to get out anyway. You're done. New Britain Superior Court. We need federal stewardships of the branches of government in Connecticut. Now we have some sick men and women with their daughters and kids playing these games, black and white, with the judicial branch, with this Mike Roberts, and with criminal justice schools on and off the Wethersfield Police Department involved with crimes with girls and boys through time. These are also people with Middletown on the river locations used criminally by them. Military involved with there's a Rob Schedule, his sister and family are involved with military racketeering, identity thefts for people tied to them and their neighbors, like one of the Joe DeMoro families. Paul DeMoro, I never had a conversation with once on the phone, and John DeMoro. And then there's another Joe DeMoro and Tony DeMoro and Paul DeMoro and Rocky Hill, also recorded, confessed, and demonstrated involved with wire crimes and other natures of crimes with this, with the prosecutors and judges and people associated with CCSU and intercities campuses. There's an O'Brien family, and there's a former teacher I had when I was in the grammar school of the principal sex offender, same campus. There was a different principal I had at the time. He never sexually abused me, but his daughter was involved with the campus with the principal sex offender and the Wethersfield police chief's daughter and his extended family members. Now, I never had anything to do with them. Those are the people involved with the identity thefts. That one time they pretended that other by having, for example, like three times. One time was at a beach. That's also with the Mike Roberts. And they have that with interstates with them, with Maine and with Vermont, and with these are Washington D.C. World Trade Center families involved with racketeering with them through time, because these are jobs that are just go for those jobs, and they're involved with other natures of racketeering that they're indifferent to being involved with. They're going to pretend to play stupid then. They're involved with crime methods where they have little girls make confessions, and then they have everyone speaking through other people, like the Spider family, involved with male and female FBI, criminally involved, CIA, other family, on and off the Wethersfield campuses of each age. These are ones involved with Hanson family, with Yukon, other families on their street, with his Church Street in Old Wethersfield, involved with them with racketeering all the way from there all the way up to CCSU. It's nothing personal. They need to pretend it's personal against me and these people, because that's how the courts are preventing mandated law, because they're the ones that have been influencing people criminally. They have an officer, Jerry Miller, further involved with them with the Facebook racketeering with the campuses. In a deposition with former director of the FBI and his co-defendants, also involved with racketeering on and off CCSU at the time with the courts and with military families, confessed to me and others, recorded, strangers. They also pretended me on and off campus relationships to those people. There's also a detective Samuto who switched names of arresting officer with an officer Magnanos, and his family, involved criminally with East Hartford, Wethersfield Police, and my family, with my town, and with House in my area, with state police, their family members, people intercities involved with them racketeering acts. Now, with evidences. Now, they need to give me a response in writing. They can't do it because they're using all kind of crime methods like that, where everyone's forced to speak through other people and they keep attaching everyone a fake writing. These courts know they have no integrity originally and still. Not just the ocean. They let that, they never saw that coming. Get out! They have to give people us peaceful means to counter their sick people. Now they have people online that use they see physical delusions in people they don't even know, with physical delusions, starting fights with people asking to report the sex crime acts like rape threats with New Britain Superior Court, with their uses of their Facebook while the principal sex offender was standing, and while other people in my area were making confessions with that. My new and past neighbors is recorded involved with that too. Since before they came here, they were involved with an Anna Dillon, a Kevin Dillon, a Sean Dillon, foreign and domestic military involved criminally with them, town offices, election spots. Don't have them play that like they have integrity. They like the the honor. They have no honor. They have no honor. Interbranch. Get them to one name and paper now. No, WFSB is also on off their locations involved with their racketeering acts and roles and methods recorded. Wire crimes. Attach me to fake locations, fake ties to other people, fake natures of ties to other people, and fake sequence relationships. They attach me and my family members to that too, to the same thing, and to the impositions of that. With the principal sex offender, they did this, and they hid his confessions about the other ones recorded, and confessed, demonstrated too, like New Britain Superior Court. Before that, they were recorded with rape threats, forging names, switching names too, and misspelling them. So they can say, oh, we don't know who it is, but it's all the whole same group though. I had nothing to do with these people in the past too. These are people. There's a Mogman family also. I don't know if that's one. I don't know which one that is. There's another sisters with that name too. Also recorded, confessed, and demonstrated involved racketeering with judges and state police and Wethersfield police and military police and foreign families. Now these are also people involved with racketeering with the stores like drug stores. So there's a problem here. So let me get a response from them, because I get them from the names forging and switching into the branch. New Britain Superior Court, with CCSU sources involved with racketeering acts with sequence, and that shows the evidence racketeering acts with roles, Justice Department racketeering, uses of Comey and of Mueller. That's why it's important too. Pretty sure it looks just like Comey, the guy, one of the guys walked by with that stupid face on his look on his face in the Britain Superior Court. That's nothing personal. These are degenerate sex offender roles with using the lipoaggression cover-ups. These are with their family members real sick with those fake games, with those trick games with the DACA kids, and they make everyone walk by acting with their both fake sides of correlation nature. Get me a goddamn name since I was a kid. This is worse than extortion. This is them recorded involved with racketeering uses of Connecticut boxing gyms, also with the judges criminally involved. Originally and still, they can't do anything but be lipoaggressions, standing lipoaggression cover-up natures, standing criminal and seriousness natures. Their wire crime acts roles, their mail crime acts roles, their forging names, switching names, crime acts roles, pretending not to realize demonstrates this. They're preventing people from calm means to defend ourselves, and they are using behavior as weapons while they're stacking their racketeering acts against us with no means to counter verbally, peacefully. Have them get to one name now and give me a response for the rest of the people involved with the school. Let's go. Put those people on CNN. Put their sides now. You follow mandated law. They're lying about what that means. Get that guy out the paper. Who do you speak for you? I asked you nice many times. Don't lie about my behavior now, too. That's part of it. You guys are racketeering with every word, like behavior. You're sick. The sequence shifts show this. That shows it.